So let's begin. So drafting a virtual message. So what do you mean by drafting? Drafting means to take it down or note something down, maybe a message. And drafting a virtual message. So virtual message here means something which is taken when the sender and the receiver are at different places. They are not present physically at the same place. So usually a virtual message is taken at a place where the sender, the person who is sending it, and the person who is receiving it, the receiver, are at different places. Communication is an integral part of human nature. Exchange of ideas, thoughts, and information from one person to another is communication. As most intelligent animal on the planet, humans have derived different communication processes to express themselves and understand each other. So humans are the most advanced of all the species who have derived many of different methods to express their ideas. So like the other animals or the other mammals present on earth, everybody can communicate with each other, but when they make different types of sounds. But the humans are the only race who have developed new ideas. They are developing new ideas. Initially we used to communicate with each other with the use of sound, then we went on to hand signs, then we went on to languages, and now we are doing something new. So before the advent of oral communication, non-verbal methods were used, such as gestures, that are hand signs, facial expressions, and movements. So before the oral communication, means before, long ago, when the human didn't know how to speak with each other, didn't have a language to speak with each other, they spoke with each other with some gestures, some facial expression, and movements. On broader terms, communication can be in various forms such as oral, written, and virtual. So the mode of communication when it comes to the time right now has increased or has widened itself, and when people are communicating with each other, they are not just communicating on the basis of any language, that is orally, they are communicating in terms of written and virtually also. So let us understand a message. A message is an informal means of communication. So when do we give the messages? This is an informal way of giving a particular type of message to somebody else. It's a type of communication we do with each other. The receiver of the message has to go through the given message and pick out the most vital bits of information. So when you give a particular message to a particular person, we do not tell him the entire idea. We only tell him that which is very important and which is most vital. Vital here means the most information of all the information is there in that particular message. So then he or she should be able to reproduce that information in order to convey it to the person for whom it is intended. So a message is an informal way of communication. When you get a particular type of information, whenever we receive a particular type of information, the person who receives it has to reproduce it, reproduce the entire scene, remove all the important vital information, and convey the message to the person for whom it is intended. Means this message should be given to that particular person. Now in general there are four types of messages. So when we are talking generally about messages, we talk about four types of messages. Which are those? The first are the positive messages, which convey good feelings through thanks, appreciation, expression of interest, sympathy, extended help, and solace. So there are four types of messages. The first message, the type of message, is a positive message. When we thank some person, maybe we congratulate him, we appreciate his work or anything, or we show some sympathy towards him, or we want to help that particular person, or we just want to leave that particular person in his own place. Next is a negative message. So negative messages are given when we want to convey some kind of disappointment, disapproval, dissatisfaction, message of disapproval, disagreement, denial, refusal, cancellation, etc. So a negative message is given to a particular person when you are not satisfied with this particular type of service, or you do not agree to that particular person. There is you do not approve his suggestion, dissatisfaction is there, or some you are not agreeing with his point of view, so there is a disagreement, or you refuse it, or some cancellation. So next type of message is the neutral message. So neutral messages are those which have no feelings, no emotion, no sentiments. They are dry messages. Messages showing neither joy nor sorrow. Messages that do not draw any conclusion. So the neutral type of messages are given when the person has to not show any kind of emotion. He does not have any feelings towards you. He does not want to share his feelings with you. There are no sentiments. There are these are also known as the dry messages, showing neither joy nor sorrow. So they are actually plain messages which mean nothing. Most of the time they do not draw any conclusion. We do not know why these kind of messages are given to us. Next are the persuasive messages. Act that communicates persuasively, agreement on the writer's point of view, use of convincing language or words. So persuasive messages are those which communicate in a very proper manner. They are an agreement to the writer's point of view. Means when you agree with a particular person, you add this persuasive message with it, your positive message with it, and it is more convincing. So such messages are very convincing messages. There are four types of messages, as we have discussed. There are four types of messages. Let me give you an example which will help you to understand the four types of messages which we have just studied. The first message is a positive message where it is about agreeing to something. For example, all of you are in a college or even schools. Say that your teacher has a discussion with you that all of us we are going to go on a trip, okay, and this particular message is transmitted to you by the your class teacher, and it comes to you. So there is many of you will take it as a positive message, and you will agree with this fact that yes, we should go out somewhere on a particular type of picnic. Some of you will take a negative message out of it, and you will say, instead of wasting your time or going outside, we shall just disagree with this idea, and they'll take it negatively, saying that we disagree going on a picnic. Some will take that information as neutral message without any opinion. Neither they want to go anywhere, neither they are interested in coming with you. So they have no plans, there is no opinion whether either it is yes or no, there is no plan. And there is a persuasive message. In persuasive message, these particular people have their own opinion, that they will try to somehow convince the teacher to agree to their point of view. So these are the four types of messages. The positive message, when you are agreeing with something. The negative message, when you strongly disagree to the point. Neutral message, when you have no opinion. And persuasive message, where there is opinion which you can use to make others understand it, and you can make them understand your point of view. This type of message, the persuasive message, is also known as the convincing message. So let us now study about what is virtual communication. We define virtual communication as a mode of communication that includes the use of technology, that is audio and video, to communicate with people who are not physically present in front of us. So virtual communication is a type of communication which is done with the help of technology. You can say over the internet, with the help of your smartphones, the computers, the laptops, the webcams, a number of things. Here, your audio and video is used to communicate with people who are not present at that particular place. People can be in the next room, one on the other floor, in the neighborhood, or even miles away. Although virtual communication started way back with the invention of telephone, the advent of webcams, video conferencing, and instant communication made virtual communication a big hit. So with the help of the when the telephones were invented, even that particular times virtual communication had was there. It had just started, but due to many things such as the advent of webcams, when the webcams came in, virtual communication became possible. You can also say that when the new applications came in, such as there was WhatsApp, there was Facebook, there was Instagram. Even now some teachers are many of the teachers who are teaching the students who are at home, you are at home, and we are trying to communicate with you with the help of virtual communication. Maybe you are teaching on Zoom, some of us are using YouTube, some of us are using Google Meet. So we are somewhere a part of this virtual communication, and we were using virtual communication since the age of telephones, and today it is a big hit. Today we use virtual communication in almost every walk of life, within family, friends and office, to name a few. So today virtual communication has become a big hit, especially in pandemic, many different pandemics, virtual communication played an important role. Today we will learn more about virtual communication and explore why it has become one of the most popular ways of communication. In addition, we give a sneak preview of some of the best virtual communication tools used across the world. So today we are going to go further. We are going to study more about virtual communication. At the same time, we are also going to see which are the most popular ways of communication. Six major types of messages are: the first are directional messages, which tell you what you should do. Next is the message of possibility, message of reality, message of necessity. Then we have new idea messages and reframing messages. So let us first understand what do you mean by directional messages. What you should do. Sometimes messages are directional. That means these types of messages tell you about something. They are actually guiding you. They give us a point of view on the best way to achieve a certain goal. So these messages are used to achieve a certain goal. For example, being happier, making more money, better relationships, or gaining proper education, or you can say grabbing the right opportunities. Then we have the message of possibility. So another kind of message is a kind of the message that says something else is possible. So these kinds of messages are actually the messages which give you some kind of hope. They are useful to understand that something else is possible. No matter how stuck or hopeless or helpless we feel, there is always a pathway to reclaim your power with mindfulness. So these messages are those messages that give you hope. They tell us that everything is possible even in the darkest phase of our lives. Love and simplicity, always, which might still down to, no matter how stuck you feel, always there's a way. A powerful message. Such messages are very powerful in inspiring people, in motivating them, and making things possible for them. Next is the message of reality. Sometimes the message is about how things really are. So, message of reality are for those people, or are those messages which tell you about how the things are there in the real world. Many people are busy, or many people are lost in their own thoughts, so these messages tell us about the reality. They are clarifying messages, mini maps that help direct people from confusion to clarity. Sometimes we suffer because we don't really see the world for how it is, and someone who can tell it like it is and reset our expectations and about the possibilities and limitations of certain approaches while always engender trust. So these kinds of messages are for those people who are lost in their own thoughts. They need to be what you say, in the real world. So such messages actually help the people to understand what they should expect from people and what they should not, or in the situation which is best possible way to achieve a proper thing. Or these messages tell us only the reality, how without doing this so and so thing cannot be achieved. So these messages are about expectations and the best possible ways to fulfill them. So the next type of message is the message of necessity. We need to. So these kinds of messages tells you actually what you should do. Okay, one was a directional message which was going to tell you what you should do, but this is the message of necessity which tells you what needs to be done. Another kind of message is more of a call to arms for people. It's not just a message of what's possible or what's real, but what's required to get us to get what we want. So this particular type of message actually is like a tool for you, that what exact things needed to be done. The next is the new idea messages. Some messages are based on ideas that people may never have considered before. Messages with novel ideas, opinions, suggestions, views, etc. are sent with much excitement or enthusiasm. So, the new idea messages are actually those answers for those questions, the new ideas, the new opinions, suggestions, or views, which are presented in much more excited and enthusiastic way. Next is the reframing message. Some messages are about aspects of our life and that might have framed our weakness or bad and framing them as strength and assets. So reframing messages are showing one's weakness as one's strong points, or something we thought was bad is actually good, or something we always thought was good is actually bad. So reframing message is like actually some things which are good for others but bad for us, or bad for others and good for us. It is reframing that particular type of message. Something we thought was ugly is actually beautiful. So this is some very important line, that in the reframing message we should understand what is good for us, what is bad for us, and understanding what is actually beautiful or what is actually ugly. Finally, we have the conclusion. With so many options of virtual communication tools available with a click, it is definitely makes our life easier. So we have so many different types of messages which can be used in virtual communication, and thus our life is become easier. Nowadays, the ability of communicating virtually and instantly or sharing our information in seconds is very crucial. The word crucial here plays a very important role because it is sometimes not as we have thought. Virtual communication is creating a communication environment which is cost effective, time saving, and accessible 24 by 7. So, virtual communication is like a turning point in the history of mankind. It is a turning point for us because it is creating an environment. An environment is creating a structure which is cost effective. That is, with paying a very little amount of money, we can have actually a lot of things. It is time saving, okay, and then it is accessible all 24 into 7. Communication has evolved in the last few decades, and very soon virtual communication will be the base of communication in future. And this is the truth, that virtual communication is becoming the base of communication. Right now, as we are facing the corona pandemic, virtual communication has not only connected the people around us, but it has connected our world. Everything we are doing is in the virtual connection, communication time frame. This is everything we are doing is actually controlled, or it is how I can say that it is dependent on the virtual community. See a range of new products and technologies which will assist in making our virtual communication more easy and quick. And yes, during the corona pandemic, we especially when we are locked down, we have seen many new products and technologies which have helped us in the virtual communication, such as the Zoom app, the WhatsApp, the Facebook. Everything has been very fruitful and very useful. And to mention also Google Meet apps also. So invention of telephone created the path of communication, and today's virtual communication has taken over everything. So initially the telephone was used for virtual communication, but nowadays everything that communication takes place is especially over the internet, over using the data. With many advantages and features, people across the world have access to multiple virtual communication tools, which is making their life easy and comfortable. So with many advantages, there are a number of advantages that virtual communication offers, and people across the world are having the communication or access to this multiple virtual communication tools, which has really made their life very easy and comfortable. Now let us go with what is message writing. See, with mobile virtually in every hand, be it a student of secondary or a higher secondary standard or a housewife, writing messages seems a remote possibility. But this was a situation a few years ago. The excessive use of mobile and the basic phones that had brought forth the inconvenience caused by these otherwise quite useful devices, that their use has been banned at many places like schools, offices, hospitals, and many other places where they are considered more of a disturbing instrument than a convenience to the user. So, with the introduction of mobile phones in the Indian market, it had become a very powerful virtual communication tool. But when we see these tools in the hands of different age groups, maybe it a student of a school, or it be a higher secondary student, or maybe a housewife, or anybody. Because of this, communicating with each other had been become very easy, but in a few situations the excess use of these tools or these phones caused inconvenience. So what was this inconvenience? That because of this inconvenience, that at many places these objects or these tools started to be being banned, especially in the schools, in the offices, in the hospitals, because they were causing some kind of nuisance or some kind of disturbance. As we see, where they are considered more of a disturbing instrument than a convenience to the user. Although members of a family, classmates, colleagues, bosses, employees have to write scores of messages for others. So, even though if these particular tools or this particular device, or it has been supposed to be a nuisance, it is useful in a number of ways. The members of a particular family, your classmates, our colleagues, your bosses, employees, everybody have to write some kind of messages to each other. Thus, learning to write a short and clear message is very important writing skill to be mastered. So this is some kind of writing skill which will be helpful for you right now or maybe in future. So it is very necessary that you write a short type of message that is very important, has all the important points in that, and it gives a clear message. Most often, the input for a message comes in the form of telephonic conversation between two people. So, the most common type of virtual communication which takes place is actually the communication which happens over the telephone or during a telephonic conversation. The virtual conversation conveyed in the conversation is to be converted into a message for a third person. So, this particular conversation that actually takes place between two people is for actually the third person. For example, if I say that a particular person has called in a particular office and the call is received by some assistant or the front office, and the message is given by this first person to the office, and from there the message has to be delivered to the right person. So this is how the virtual communication works. Whereas sometimes standard instructions contain the necessary information for the message. Somewhere there are some instructions given which have to be provided in the message. Such messages are written on small pieces of paper called memo slips. So these types of messages which have to be taken on small pieces of paper which have the exact information, right information, short information, is actually known as memo slips. Basically such messages contain the following. So there is a format given of memo slips. Let us see what is the format. So let us understand the format first. The format is quite simple. There is a date, there is a time, name of a person to whom the message is directed, body of the message, name of the writer, and the sender. So it is that easy. The format of any memo slip is very easy. The date on when the call, would say the date when the call came, the time exactly when the call was received, or the duration of the conversation, name of the person to whom the message is directed. So it is that third person to whom this particular message has to be given. Body of the message means exactly what was the message, and name of the writer or the sender. So exactly from whom did this message came. Okay, points to remember. Now there are some important points which needed to be remembered while writing into this particular format. So, while writing the body of the message, the following points have to be kept in mind. So, this is very important while taking the messages. What is important? See, only the most important details should be written. So, in the body of the message, only that has to be written, which is very important. It may be only a particular line or two lines, one or two lines, nothing more than that. No new information should be added. See, many of us have this particular type of habit. We can say that we take a particular message, we add something to it, maybe it looks very beautiful, or we want to correct it grammatically, nothing else. You do not add any new information to whatever message that has been taken. If the message is related with a particular fixed idea, it should be let in that fixed idea. You should not add anything or deduct anything. Grammatically correct sentences should be used. So yes, this thing is very important. If you think the grammar or the structure of the particular sentence is incorrect or wrong, you can just grammatically correct it, but you just cannot change it. Indirect or reported should be used. So indirect and reported speech, the type of grammar should be used. The message should be written in simple language and without any abbreviations, that is, no signs and symbols should be used in this particular types of messages. Check your message before you submit and send it. So whatever type of message you're going to forward it to the person or the right person, you should check, that is, proofread. Proofread means you should check the every aspect, maybe the spelling mistakes or the grammatical structure, or whether you gave the right message. You should check, you should proofread the entire message, and then you have to send or submit it. Be friendly and polite. So the language used in the message should be friendly and polite. Avoid pun, ambiguity, witticism in short words that would create confusion or chaotic situation. Many of us have this little bad what is a bad type of habit, that we try to just cut short the message without actually including the most important part of it. So we should try to avoid that. We should stop using such kind of language or this different types of symbols in it, which can actually cut or create information regarding the particular point or the conversation. Example of the telephonic conversation or the virtual communication and how the message should be taken. For example, you receive a telephone call from your mother's office when she is not at home. You have the following conversation with the speaker, but you have to go for your tuition classes, so you leave a message for your mother. Write the message within 50 words using the information given below. Do not add any new information. So this is a situation that most of you may be facing a number of times. Only the character here instead of the mother can be your father or your elder brother or your elder sister. So how do you write a message within 50 words? See here. So the conversation is between Ambuj and Mr. Rastogi. So Ambuj, hello. So Mr. Rastogi says, hello, may I speak to Ms. Dikshit please? I am Naresh Rastogi from the office. So Ambuj is replying, mom's not at home right now. So Mr. Rastogi, in that case, can you give her a message? It's urgent. Please tell her that the meeting fixed for tomorrow has been rescheduled. Ask her to check her mail as soon as possible for the details. Please don't forget to inform her. Ambuj, don't worry, I will tell her as soon as she returns. 14th Feb 3:30 p.m. So this is actually the date when that particular message was recorded, that is 14th of Feb 3:30 p.m. So what was the message? So the message was for mom. Okay, for mom the message was, Mr. Rastogi from the office called up to say that the meeting fixed for tomorrow has been rescheduled. See, the speech used here is different. Then the next is, he wants you to check your mail as soon as possible for the details. He said it was urgent. So this is what needed to be included, and exactly the same things have been included. In the last we have the sender. Who's the sender? Ambuj. So the message is for mom from Mr. Rastogi and the message writer is Ambuj. In the next lecture we shall be seeing the brainstorming question and answers.